Hello my crafty friends. Welcome to the Cardz TV Mom's the Word blog hop. The ladies on the Cardz TV design team have come up with some awesome things to inspire you for Mother's Day. We've got cards and crafts and gifts, and everybody's just outdone themselves, guys, so you don't want to miss anybody in this hop. And I've got all the participants listed underneath this video on my blog, so you can just go down the list and go to each person's blog and see what they've got to show you. We've got some fun blog candy too, so you don't want to miss anybody. Now, what I've done for this hop may look a little strange to you, a tin of Altoids. I've shown you an album that I did with Altoids before. This one's going to be a little bit different. And normally I get the kind that has the burgundy around here instead of this kind of apple red. But they were out of them at the store this time. So this is just a tin of peppermint Altoids. And I'm just going to take these out of here, put them in a Ziploc bag, and dust this out. And we'll be ready to go, and we're going to make a little mini album for a mom. So we're going to take this. I've already gotten out the Altoids and dusted it out. And for sentiments inside of our album, we're going to use the Cardz TV Mother's Day stamp set, and we're going to use several of these sayings in our little Altoid mini album. The first thing we're going to do is take a piece of cardstock, and this is 3.5 by 12. Now I'm scoring this with a Martha Stewart scoreboard. If you don't have one, you can use your trimmer or your score pal, whatever you have to score with. And we're just going to score this 12-inch piece of cardstock every 2 inches. So that'll be at 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And this is going to make up the pages for our mini album. And we're just going to do a Mountain Valley fold. And as you fold it, you can score it. I'm just going to go ahead and fold it real quickly so you get the general idea. And I'll crease my folds off camera so it won't take up too much time. There's your Mountain Valley. This is going to be the pages that fit inside of our tin. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not going to fit too well. We're going to take the corner chomper, and I like the 1/4 inch size. Now, if you don't have a corner chomper, just use your corner rounder. I can do all of these at one time in the corner chomper, but if you don't have one, just take your corner rounder and do them individually. And we're going to do all 4 corners on all the pages. Also, if you don't have a corner rounder, just take something to round off your corners, and you can snip them off with the scissors, and that helps it fit down inside. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting mine done, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with the top. I've got all my corners rounded, and I've gone over all of the folds, and you can see now when it's folded up, it fits nicely down in our tin. Now for the top of our box, or our tin, for the inside of the lid, and I like to cover the bottom as well, we're going to need 3 pieces of cardstock, and I've cut these at 2 1/8 by 3.5. And we're going to round the corners on these as well. Now I'm going to take my ATG gun, and this will hold this on the tin just fine. And go ahead and attach the cardstock to the top, the bottom, and the inside of the lid of the Altoid tin. And we just want to line this up. And you don't have to worry about that peppermint smell because it goes away too. Now we've got the inside covered, and the top and the bottom. Now we're going to put some of this really pretty paper on top. I've gone ahead and added that pretty flowered paper to the inside, and this is 2 by 3 1/4. What I've decided to do for the top, I do not like these two reds together. They just don't go very well. I left that piece of 2 1/8 by 3 1/2 inch cardstock on there because of the indentation on the top of the tin. But I went back and I cut a larger piece of this flowered paper, and I cut this, let's see, this is 2 1/4 by 3 7/8, and this time I used the 1/2 inch side of the corner rounder and rounded the corners, and I've inked it with the Tim Holtz ink, and I'm just going to put that over the whole top. You can still see a little bit of that red, but not as much. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this on top of the tin that's still got the cardstock under there. I think it's going to be much prettier that way. Now we've covered the top, the inside, and the bottom of our tin. And to cover the pages for the inside of our little album, you need to cut enough pages, and I think it's going to take 6 just for the front of mine. You can cover the back as well if you want to, or you can just do the front. And these are 1 7/8 by 3 3/8, and we're going to round these edges just like we did the others and ink around them. And you can put these on each one, or you can leave some of the cardstock, you know, like every other one, leave it just the cardstock if you'd like to, or you can cover each one of them. It's totally up to you, or you can mix and match different papers on here. But I'm going to go ahead and start getting these inked and adhered to my pages. Now here's my little Altoid tin all covered with the paper and the cardstock, and I did decide to go ahead and put a piece inside the bottom as well, and I'll have all the cut sizes and dimensions for you at the end of the video. And here's my little accordion album. This is going to be the front, so I covered it, and I decided to do every other page, and I'm not going to do the back of mine. And we're going to adhere some ribbon to this. We're going to decorate the front of our little album, and we're going to decorate the front of our box as well. So let me grab everything we need for that, and we'll get started on finishing our little accordion album that goes inside of our Altoid tin. Well guys, I got my little Altoid tin all finished. I was going to show y'all as I went along, but I started on it and I got so excited I couldn't stop to set up the camera. So as you can see, I've done mine with a very feminine vintage look to it, but you can decorate yours any way you want. But let me show you what's inside. Well, first let me tell you about this. I used my hot glue gun and I just ran some pearls around it, and I added a pink gingham bow and 3 Recollections roses in dark pink, medium pink, and light pink. And I put all this on with the hot glue gun. Now, my sentiment is from the Cardz TV Mother's Day set, and I just stamped that on some ivory cardstock with some tuxedo black ink from Memento. And then I went around it with the Tim Holtz Tea Dye Distress ink to give it an aged look. And I really like the way that turned out. Now, for the sides, to cover this part down here, I cut a strip a 1/2 inch wide by 12 inches long, and this has been adhered with my ATG gun, and yes, it will stick. I also took some of the pink grosgrain ribbon and went all the way around the top as well. You can see it's here on the back as well, and that's also put on with the ATG gun, and it will also stick. The ATG gun adheres to lots of different surfaces, and I've done many of these and I haven't had any trouble with them coming off. Now let's take a look at the little album on the inside. If I can get it out now. There we go. Here's my little album. You can see I've where I covered the inside and everything. Now, this is just a little accordion album, and I added another Recollections rose up here, and then this was also from the Cardz TV Mother's Day set. Always caring, always giving, always loved. I also did it on the ivory cardstock and inked with the Tim Holtz Tea-Dye Distress ink. And I've adhered my ribbon just to the center of the back. And I left it a little bit long because everybody ties bows differently, and you want to leave enough for this to be tied up again. But I'll show you the inside. I didn't do much decorating because it's thin. This is a small accordion album, but I wanted it to have a vintage look. So on the inside, I stamped right on the paper. Now you can add photographs here. You could maybe write something personal to the person you're giving this to. Add it here or here on any of the pages. Add photographs anywhere you'd like. But all these stamps are from the Cardz TV Mother's Day stamp set, and I think they just have such a vintage look on this paper and this font. I just love that. But there's lots of room in here for lots of pictures and also some journaling. And you can add mats if you want. You can decorate this any way you'd like to. That's the fun thing about it. You can even do the back if you'd like to. But this is just one quick little idea. And maybe your mom likes, bright, vivid colors, and she likes modern things. You could use modern paper with yours and just decorate it in lots of different ways, or whoever you're giving this to. But there's a lot of things you can do with it. This is just one fun way to use an Altoid tin. Well, guys, now don't forget to go and check out all of the design team projects for this hop, and check out the blog candy. You're going to be so happy you did. They have got so many wonderful ideas for you. You're just going to love each and every one of them. So there we go, and that's just one right there. Thanks so much for coming by today, guys. We're so glad you hopped with us. Now, just leave a comment if you want to get entered for my blog candy, which is 2 sets of Cardz TV stamps of your choice. Just leave me a comment and you're entered. That's all you have to do. And I'll see you again soon. And from here, you're going over to see my good friend Gloria, and I know what she's got to show you, and it's cute. Don't miss it, guys. And I'll see you again soon. Bye now.